time to walk. It's been a little drizzly, and foggy, but it's okay. I was thinking about, well, here's a quote: "Nobody cares, work harder," right? So keep going. But that actually, I put that on because I was thinking about something in regards to discipline, and how if you start with the little things first and you become disciplined in little things, then you can gradually work your way up to more valuable tasks or more difficult tasks. Hi, my name's David, and I like to take you guys on these walks with me as I just think and chat and rant. So, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that to be able to call yourself disciplined, you have to be able to, run a marathon? You need to, do whatever. Build a project car from the ground up, or become a taekwondo black belt or a karate black belt. And that of course takes discipline. It took discipline when I was jumping out of airplanes and I became airborne. But it's that quote where it's the little things is actually what makes the bigger things easier to do. Does that make sense? Am I saying that right? What's the way? It wasn't the fact that when I got to Fort Benning that we all lined up, put on a jumpsuit, got in the plane, hooked up, and then jumped out of the plane. No, I had to go to basic training first and learn how to function as a soldier. Then I had to go to AIT. Man, I'm getting old. I'm forgetting what it's called. Yeah, where you went to your skill set and learned your skill set, and that was becoming a forward observer, fire support specialist is what the official name was, or FISTER. Yeah, didn't want to use that name. But then, after that, they send you to jump school. Now, you got up early in the morning, you did your PT, your exercise, and you ran like everywhere. And they would always offer you, whoever wanted to quit, they would always offer you milk and cookies. So that was always funny. But no, you did that, and then you gradually, through exercising and training, you went through the discipline, you built up, you did so many flutter kicks and everything else that you had like this killer core and these abs that were insane, because you have to be able to pull your legs up in the sky for a while. You have to get ready to land, and also your muscles have to be strong enough to absorb the shock of the impact. So it's all those little things that you became disciplined and skilled in. Then that led up to finally when you jumped. And then for graduation, I was so happy that I could do that. I graduated this, something that I thought my dad would be real proud of me. Now my dad was no longer with me. He had passed away when I was like 16. So I was in the Army around when I was 19, I think. So, I had that thought that my dad would be proud of me. And then I ended up getting blood wings when the instructor, the sergeant, came by. So you know, he said, would you like regular or heavy duty? And I was like, heavy duty, Sergeant. So that's when they put one arm on your shoulder after they adjust the wings on your uniform. They put one hand on your shoulder to brace it, and then they give you like a little palm punch into your wings so that it drives the needles or the nails into your chest. Those are blood wings. Just a side story there. A rite of passage. I don't know if they can still do that now, the way the world has changed. But yeah, but so I am like doing these walks here with y'all, and like it's amazing. Like even in it's kind of chilly out today, and it's kind of you know, wet. Not too bad though. It's these little things, and that I'm becoming more and more disciplined in. So, and I see the results. I'm like 190. Just coming off of a 36-hour fast. I reached I'm about 37 hours in, but I think I'm gonna go to 11 o'clock. If I go to 10:30 or 11:30, it will actually be 40 hours today. And I think I'll probably do that. I was thinking about just doing 48 hours because that would be my new record. But since that would put me at 6:30 at night, that doesn't give me a good window to eat and then go on a 24-hour fast. So I rather fast for 40 hours. That's increasing the level of topathy and everything else that's going on, and increasing my ketones and keeping my body in ketosis longer than the 36 hours, just by a few hours. Sorry. Itchy nose. And so that little bit helps. And I, like, for some reason, these 36-hour fasts, I'm finding, this is my third one that I've done. And I'm finding that they're very easy for me. Easy and hard, if that makes sense. Because there's points when, now I have to be smart about it. I can't be in the kitchen or near the kitchen or something if my mom, is that a Freudian slip? If my wife is cooking and she's making dinner for our daughter. So that makes me really hungry. The 24-hour one I've been finding harder because around that time, you know, it's getting late in the day, and I'm thinking, what's that? Oh, my stomach starts growling and everything. So, but it's getting back to like the little things that you become disciplined in. It was funny. This weekend, we dropped our daughter off, and she went. This past weekend, she was hanging out at the pool over her friends, and we had a little husband-wife time during the day. We went to brunch at this French cafe. Yes, you're thinking, Dave, you're carnivore. What are you going to eat at a French cafe? Well, they had some sausages and stuff, but I asked them about it, and they didn't know. They didn't know what was in them and stuff, and I was like, better not. Knowing we were going to the French cafe, I ate 2 beef patties before, so I wasn't super hungry. So I went there, and it was more of the experience for me and the time with my wife that I enjoyed. But I stayed disciplined, and I just had a black coffee. Now, some people on carnivore say black coffee is not carnivore. Well, yeah, there's different levels of carnivore. I still have my coffee. So I just had a black coffee, a $4 black coffee, $3.99. I was like, what the heck? Anyway, and she had her something like a cappuccino, but it was like a pumpkin spice. But it wasn't pumpkin. It was some kind of spiced coffee with a little cool design on it, like some kind of those little hearts that all line up. It looked nice, and she said it was delicious. She had another little dessert thing and a crepe. She ended up bringing those home because she couldn't finish them, and it was just nice. Now, I could have said, you know, oh, what's one little cake, one little, you know, French pastry? What harm is that going to do? You know, I'm allowed to cheat. Well, I'm still on the hard 75 on day 46, 47 of the reset of that. So I didn't want to break that. So I had to stay kind of disciplined. Love that lighting. Look at that tree behind me. Isn't that the coolest thing? When I was little, I would have climbed up that thing like nobody's business. Squirrel. Anyway, so I mean, it would have been easy, and my wife kind of wanted me to. She's like, "We're here, and you're not going to have anything." I said, "No, not. It's not part of my program right now of what I'm doing and my goals. It would interfere in my goals." And she said, "You know, that is good, and I understand why our daughter said that she was proud of me for being so committed and disciplined in that." So that made me proud when she said that. And my daughter told me that. So, close up. Sorry. So, it's those little things, and I'm finding, like, yes, when I started carnivore in October, end of October, so November, Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and then we went up to the family. Now, I did cheat then. I had a lot more cravings. So I had a couple of beers because we were visiting family. I think I had through all of December, I had 4 beers. But I had 2 up at my sister's house, and I had a slice of some like coffee cake that my niece made. Oh my God, it was so incredible. And I think I mentioned this before. Now, did it really mess me up and everything? No, but it did make and I think I had a couple of squares of like my nemesis cheesecake, and I had a couple of those little thumb size squares that they put on the little thing. So it didn't really affect much. I still have been losing the weight and stuff, but like a gentleman that I've been watching, Mitch, exercise guy. He was talking about, well, it's one slice here, a couple of bags, bag of chips here, some chocolates there, and he jumped up from his weight. He had reached his goal weight of 190 pounds by his birthday, and he jumped in like about a week or so after. He had jumped up about 3 or 4 pounds because he had wanted to celebrate, and he's like, "Oh, it's just one more slice, it was some kind of, I don't know if it was cheesecake, it might have been." And then the other things he was eating as just like, "Oh, it's just one, it doesn't have a lot of calories and stuff," but they do add up. And when I would imagine, when your body becomes fat adapted and stuff, it kind of goes haywire when you have introduced carbs and these all this your glucose spikes and everything with all this sugar. So I'm finding that now, to wrap this all up here, to come full circle, as they say, as I go around in the circle, and that is all these little things that I've been doing since October that are coming together in this one bigger picture now. And even though it's still very daunting, and there's a lot of days when I'm stressed, or I'm maybe overly worried about the plaque in my arteries rupturing, and that I feel like I'm too much in pain. I get a high pain day. My bones are too sore, and blah blah blah. Into the witty pity party thing that I still go. I find that it's so much easier now to stay on program, like with the fasting protocols that I'm doing, the 2 times walks that I'm doing, and now the types of exercise that I'm incorporating, that I'm still very mindful of my injuries, but I'm building up my strength so that it's getting better. But that's just what I wanted to share with you guys today, and I think I need to stop ranting and raving about the same thing. So what do you think? I've got to get used to, I know you should actually, when you're doing these videos, I know you should in the about a quarter way into the video, you should say like and subscribe, and then about the halfway mark you should say it again, like and subscribe, and then near the end, but not at the end, near the end, because most people drop off by this time. If you're still listening, thank you so much. Near the end you should say like and subscribe. But when I get to chatting and ranting and blobbering, I forget to do these things, and so it's just a matter of building up the habit of doing that. So I'll get there, and I thank you so much for all the wonderful comments that you guys have been posting, and thank you for the new subscribers and the old ones. I can't believe I've got almost 200 subscribers now. This is like crazy. But anyway, I'll leave you at that, and you guys have a blessed day. Bye. Take care.